All right, guys, we got to be smarter about what we bite on, okay? I want everyone to go outside. We're going to run Red Rover on 3.
What about you, Tony?
I'm going to run around in circles, flatten my arms, and make engine noises like this.
When it comes to playing, we kids are the pros.
We're eating right, too.
We fuel up.
To play 60!
If your school doesn't have a program, be a leader. Start one.
Click today and join the movement.
Do you enjoy watching HS Game Time live on Friday nights? If you do, then you'll love HSGT's Roundup. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, myself and Chris Ercole will bring you all the high school sports action, from volleyball to boys water polo, even girls tennis. You name it, we'll have it every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at hsgametime.pe.com.
What are your thoughts on Amistad and Zinc hosting that thing?
I think they're great. I love how they play off of each other and how they have a good time. So, but it kind of reminds me of the Channel 5 morning news. You know how they, at least a couple of years ago, they used to kind of screw around there and have some fun. It just makes it fun to watch. You're lighthearted, and then plus you're getting the information you need.
We cover the issues you care about. Here at the Press Enterprise and PE.com, local news matters whether you live along Route 66 or on Main Street. We provide regional analysis and in-depth investigation of issues like education, transportation, the environment, and much more. Important matters are covered here. That is how we keep you connected to your community. The Press Enterprise and PE.com. For home delivery, call 1-800-794-NEWS.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to HS Game Time Late Night. It is time to talk to one of the stars of the night, a game that we didn't have highlights from, so we're glad we're talking to the man of the hour. It's Hayden Gavitt, the quarterback from Centennial, fresh off a huge win against Modern Day. Hayden, are you there? Or hold on, we're getting him on the line. Dave Zink is ready.
We're gonna.
Hayden, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So a huge win for you guys especially after that St. Bonnie heartbreaker at home last week. You guys going to Modern Day, a game that you guys probably think is really a must-win situation. Down at halftime, what are you thinking?
Well, we just needed to stick to the game plan and stick with the run and have our O-linemen do what they do, and it worked out for us.
Hayden, Will Holden here. Just chatting a little bit about the offensive line and about getting the running game going. Romello Goodman is a guy that got held, is usually a workhorse for you guys, got held to 63 yards on the ground tonight. Did that mean that you kind of had to pick things up a little bit?
No, it was just how the defense played us. Our offense did very well and open, and the read, because of how well Romello is, took him, so it had me for the run.
Sure. And I mean, you're a guy that likes to run the ball. We saw you. I got a chance to see a little bit in that spring game. You're a guy that likes to make one cut and get up the field. Were there a lot of those lanes open to get up the field tonight?
Yes, sir. Our O-lineman did a great job tonight, and like I said, Romello did a great job carrying out his fakes, and it was just open.
And just chat a little bit about, Chris mentioned you guys had your moments where you're behind tonight. Talk about the way the team reacted. I mean, Centennial is obviously a team that's used to winning. Was there any sort of a cause for concern as things kind of got away from you guys just a little bit tonight?
Oh, no, not at all. We worked hard for so long, and we knew that we had it in us to come back, and so we just kept fighting, and it played out for us.
0-2 a start. If you guys had done that, not something that happens at Centennial. You guys were probably viewing that as an unacceptable scenario.
Yes, sir.
But Modern Day being what they are was, just talk about the matchup. I mean, two huge matchups first 2 weeks. Does it get much better than that for a guy that's coming in trying to make his mark?
Oh, yeah, Modern Day was a great team tonight, and they played very well. So it was a very tough game, and a good one, too.
Talk about your supporting cast. I mean, you got quite the task trying to replace a guy like Michael Eubanks this year. Talk about, have you felt the pressure at all? Has there been anybody, that's come to you and said, we need you to have a huge year this year?
No, not at all. I mean, it's my turn to lead the team, so now I have to lead my team and get us our CIF championship and try to get into that state bowl because that's our goals.
Last week after that loss to St. Bonnie, what'd you guys kind of do to make sure that you didn't hang your heads and you guys were ready to go for this game tonight?
Well, I mean, it was a very tough loss, but it still didn't change our goals. So we just kept working, and we tried fixing all the mistakes we made, and we came out and we were ready.
Modern day quarterback Ryan McMahon sacked 6 times tonight. How happy are you that you had your offensive line and not his?
Yeah, I mean, our defensive line is really, really good with Nata and Milo and Bullets and Garrett, just all of them in battle. They really played very well tonight, and it helped us get the win.
And I mean, everybody kind of has a different experience for seasons. I mean, last year you were on the bench for the most part as your team marched to that state title game. Talk about the experience last year for you. What was it like? What would you learn? What was just talk about the whole deal watching it from the sideline.
Oh yeah, I mean, you learn a lot just sitting, watching, learning from other guys, and I think it is a good experience because you become better from that, and you learn how everything works. You get to see it, and I mean, I think it's a good experience.
And you got kind of emerged this year. I mean, we've heard some rumors that you guys had as many as 200, 300 kids trying out for the football team this year. Talk about that whole process and just how huge football has become at Centennial.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of kids trying out, and it's a huge thing at our school. But all of our sports are very good at our school. Our basketball went to state, our wrestling won CIF, and then us. So I mean, it's competition between all sports. So we all want that championship. So there's a lot of competition. I'm
guessing being the quarterback at Centennial has its perks. Probably not hard to find a homecoming date.
No, I have my girlfriend.
Oh, there you go. The safe play. We like to hear that.
Just chat a little bit too. I heard you getting down a little bit. Were you still on the bus when I called you the first time?
Yes, I was.
What's going on in the what's on the playlist, the Centennial playlist right now?
What do you mean?
The Centennial iTunes playlist.
What do you guys got on the iPod?
Oh, all kinds of stuff. There's some I can't even tell you what it is.
Not safe for airtime.
But if you had to pick one, that's PG enough. That might encompass what the Huskies have become, or what you guys.
What would be the Husky walk-up song
exactly.
if you guys had one?
Mm-hmm.
I think our song is still "Bring 'Em Out."
Yeah.
I believe that's still our
classic
song when we come out on the field.
Very much a classic.
Well, am I not mistaken? You guys have Chaparral next, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's going to be a team, that they've had a couple rough losses. That they're going to be hungry for a win, and a team that has a lot of talent. I'm sure you guys are also going to be ready to go in that game because you definitely want to probably win out the rest of the year, I'm guessing, is your goal.
Yes, sir. We have to win out, but it's going to be a tough game. Chaparral, like you said, they have a lot of athletes. They're well coached, and they're a really good team, so it's going to be tough. But we're just going to have to really work hard and come out with the W.
And then lastly, kind of wrapping things up here, Hayden, you mentioned that you have to win. There was some talk last week about, state bowl implications, after, a loss in week 1 like you guys had against State Bonaventure. Do you really feel like that? I mean, obviously, as somebody on a team like that, Centennial, you can never think that is out the window. But was it kind of a bummer? I mean, do you think that State Bowl should be decided in the first week of the season?
No, I think it's. I mean, like we talked to the guys and everything, and everybody was so bummed out, thinking that we can't get in anymore, and it's not like that. I mean, even if you do go undefeated, it's not like it's automatic for you to go in. And so you can't focus on that. That's something you can't control. The only thing you can control is how you play and winning CIF. So that's been our goal all year, and that's what we've been working hard to do.
And we
just got to.
Go ahead. I mean, is there a sense of urgency now that after that first loss?
Oh yes, there always has been. So, I mean, it really hasn't changed for us. It just showed of all the mistakes we made and how much we need to work on to get better.
What was the message for Coach Logan after last week's game?
Say that again?
What was the message from Coach Logan after last week's game concerning all that?
Just basically saying what I was saying, how we played a very good team, and we made a lot of mistakes, so we have to work hard in cleaning that up. And offense, I think there was 3 possessions where we didn't score, so we had opportunities to score, so we had got to work on that. And just, all around the team, we didn't play that well, so we just been practicing real hard to try to accomplish that and get all of the mistakes out of the way.
Mimicking the words of his coach is never a bad move.
Yes, sir. All right, well, Hayden, it wasn't a bad move having you on the show. You were excellent tonight. We thank you for joining us. Good luck against Chaparral next week. We know you guys will be ready to play.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Well, that does it for our Star of the Night segment here on the phone lines. When we come back, we will have our social media segment. Will has been searching far and wide on the YouTube, Twitter, Facebook world. We have some special treats for you, entertaining videos to say the least. So don't go anywhere. You're watching HS Game Time Late Night.
We are your breaking news leader. News happens. Stay up to date with expanded coverage in the Press Enterprise delivered to your home. Follow the story throughout the day on PE.com. Receive news updates in your inbox or on your mobile device. That is how we keep you connected to your community. The Press Enterprise and PE.com. For home delivery, call 1-800-794-NEWS.
All right, guys, we got to be smarter about what we bite on, okay? I want everyone to go outside. We're going to run Red Rover on 3.
What about you, Tony?
I'm going to run around in circles, flatten my arms, and make engine noises like this.
When it comes to playing, we kids are the pros.
We're eating right, too.
We fuel up.
To play 60!
If your school doesn't have a program, be a leader. Start one.
Click today and join the movement.
Do you enjoy watching HS Game Time live on Friday nights? If you do, then you'll love HSGT's Roundup. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, myself and Chris Ercole will bring you all the high school sports action, from volleyball to boys water polo, even girls tennis. You name it, we'll have it every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at hsgametime.pe.com.
What are your thoughts on Amistad and Zinc hosting that thing?
I think they're great. I love how they play off of each other and how they have a good time. So, but it kind of reminds me of the Channel 5 morning news. You know how they, at least a couple of years ago, they used to kind of screw around there and have some fun. It just makes it fun to watch. You're lighthearted, and plus you're getting the information you need.
We cover the issues you care about. Here at the Press Enterprise and PE.com, local news matters whether you live along Route 66 or on Main Street. We provide regional analysis and in-depth investigation of issues like education, transportation, the environment, and much more. Important matters are covered here. That is how we keep you connected to your community. The Press Enterprise and PE.com. For home delivery, call 1-800-794-NEWS.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to HS Game Time Late Night. Breaking news here into the HS Game Time News Center. The Norco-Etiwanda game, a thriller last week between Vista and Etiwanda, so we would expect the same between Norco and Etiwanda. Mr. Dennis Pope, our HS Game Time correspondent, was out at the game tonight. And Dennis, just break it down a little bit for us out there. Norco squeaks out the win.
Yeah, they scored a couple of touchdowns in the second half after back and forth in the first half. And Joseph Ajegbe, he ran for 227 and 3 touchdowns. He was pretty awesome. So
start breaking it down for us, Dennis. What's going
what
on?
are we seeing here?
Ajegbe's got the ball. That's his first touchdown of the game. That was about 10 yards. That got Norco going. That was their first drive of the game.
And Norco, obviously a team that likes to grind it out on the ground. They were getting it done tonight.
Yeah. And here's Etowanda quarterback Larry Cuthbert. He gets sacked there by Scott Starr, who has his helmet off.
A kid that looks like he has some raw talent, but still work to go.
This was an ugly moment for Norco.
Looks like an Erkley snap.
Yeah.
It got Etowanda down to the 1-yard line, and they were able to capitalize here in short order.
Cuthbert is the guy that Erkley was not sold on. What do you think of him?
I think he's fantastic. He got beat up there a little bit in the fourth quarter, but he reminds me a lot of Michael Eubank from last season. Big, tall guy, 6'6".
Erkley's clearly not Kirk Herbstreit with his analysis.
Hey, to each their own, I say. 2 losses for the young gun already, though. He's not exactly,
Their non-league schedule is ridiculous.
I'm not going to confuse him with Joe Namath quite yet here, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
That's the deal with this fumble going on here. It gives Norco the ball back.
Yeah, Norco the ball back, and there's Gerhardt on the run. Back-to-back runs here coming up, and he'll score on this one.
We have Norco as our number 3 team, led by Mr. Gerhardt. Does Gerhardt look that good? Do they look like a number 3 team?
They can run the ball with anybody. Can they pass it and can they defend? It remains to be seen. Yeah, that was one of Gerhardt's better moments.
Can they jump? Yes, they can. But talk about Gerhardt a little bit more. I mean, what did you do tonight that was so impressive?
He runs between the tackles. It seemed like when they weren't giving the ball to Ajegbe, he'd break loose for 15. He had six runs in the first half over 15 yards. Coach Gerhardt, Todd Gerhardt, said that basically they have 2 running backs. It's Colton Gerhardt and Joseph Ajegbe, and depending on who it is.
Ooh, look at this little celebration. I like from Cuthbert. Sorry to interrupt.
Another big run by Ajegbe here.
I know it's early, and this could cause some controversy, but from what you've seen so far, Centennial or Norco, who looks better?
I haven't seen Centennial this season. I saw them several times last year. There's another Ajegbe touchdown. I'd have to give the edge to Norco. I mean, I've only seen Norco, so I can't really say for sure.
To be determined.
I've only read the stories on Centennial, and of course, they didn't do too well last week, although they won tonight. So.
One of the big knocks on Norco that EPJ, one of our
here's the best one here.
This is a touchdown.
Wow, everyone just flying through the air, NASA style.
Helicopter, baby.
Yeah, wow. Whoa, Nelly, as I like to say. Hey.
And real quick, Dennis, just we talked about it with EPJ a little bit, that some of the struggles that Norco has had typically, and this year as well, has been with the secondary.
Right.
Did Larry Cuthbert cut him up too bad tonight? Is that a big weakness for Norco?
Cuthbert was 11 of 18 in the first half for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns, including an 80-yard touchdown pass that nobody on Norco could seem to match the height of the Etowanda receivers. So.
Sure.
Yeah, last week he was kind of doing the same thing in the second half against the Vista defense, another defense that is the real deal. So perhaps I owe the kid a little bit more credit.
He's the best quarterback I've seen so far this season.
Not Erkley. Erkley thinks
from a passing perspective, from a passing standpoint.
He's still raw, though. Still raw. Anyways, moving along, it's time for one of our favorite segments here on the show. We love every segment, though. It's time for the social media segment. That's where Mr. Will C. Holden searches far and wide on the World Wide Web. We call it WWW, Will's World Wide Web. And he finds some of the best from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. And first, that brings us to our very own site from one of our local bloggers here for HS Game Time, Mr. Mitch Kazada. And he is from King, and he offers some funny commentary.
He did, yeah. I mean, Mitch is great. He's definitely a young sports writer in training, and he was actually at he was at the what do you call it, Elsinore game last year. It was kind of a rough one as we take a look at it, and the lights actually went out at halftime of this game. And Mitch made kind of a clever quip that maybe the lights are going out on King's season as well, as we see Elsinore running away with a little bit here. And King, of course, lost week 1 to the previously winless Ramona. Hadn't won a game in all of 2010, and I've really shown a few struggles here early on, and kind of caught up with Mitch a little bit. And if we've got some audio ready with him, we can just talk a little bit about what he has talked about.
At halftime, the stadium lights went out in the middle of the game, and some people think it was a senior prank. But what was interesting is I kind of looked at it as an allusion to how the season's going. Team obviously didn't want to start the year 0-2. But we have, and the schedule doesn't treat us any kinder. From here on, there's 2 more road games before we come home on October 7th, and it's a long season against the Big 8 teams. We have Centennial, Corona, and Norco, all recognized schools for their football programs. So it's going to be a very difficult year. As for the coaching staff, I think they're doing a great job with a lot of inexperience on the team. They changed the uniforms this year. There's no last names on the jersey, and all the players were telling me that that's because they're trying to play more like a team, where it's not about the individual, it's about the team. So right now, the chemistry looks good. I think it's inexperience that has helped them with the slow start. But overall, I think the team has the potential to turn it around. They should probably be 4-6 by the end of the season. Not going to be super competitive, but they will be in the middle of the Big 8, possibly finish 4th. But other than that, I think that, like I said, inexperience. A lot of these guys, this is their first 2 games under the varsity lights, and after they get more comfortable, I think that they'll be just fine.
All right, plenty of Woody commentary with that lights out comment. He must have been reading some of Will's Woody blogs over there on HSGT or the Prep Dog.
I saved my wit for this show, Mr. Oakley. I've only got so much of it to go around.
Another guy who's very witty and entertaining, an entertainer, Mr. Johnny Salazar out of La Sierra. This guy kind of reminds me of my old friend Meta World Peace, another entertainer that we were seeing on the TV show today. This guy is running some drills against his little brother in the front yard.
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, well, we'll just go ahead and roll it here. So, they're starting off. They're kind of setting the ground rules a little bit. Johnny Salazar's on the left. His little brother, Justin, on the right. Kind of figuring out, Salazar's making sure the camera's on here. He's got one of his friends serving as the cameraman. Yeah, ramping it up a little bit here, kind of giving it a little bit to the little brother. But let's this is the one you want to watch right here.
Oh. My favorite part, though, the couches. I think little bro's going to have to take a little nap to rest his noggin after especially with those locks.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just run it here. If you keep going here, we've got the slow motion for the second one. We'll break down the form as Johnny Salazar. Here you go. You see he lowers his pad level.
Ouch.
Finishes with the feet, and then he gets a mean strut there.
Can't be taking advantage of little brother. What happens when little brother drinks his milk and eats his Wheaties and gets bigger than him?
He said, Johnny said that, in all fairness, great catch from Justin there, by the way. He's grown up a little bit. He said at some point in time, maybe he gets the best of him. But, here, obviously, Johnny's in his head a little bit. He's just trying to ramp it up here. But let's be honest, Big Bro's got the edge right now. Johnny's got the better main, I believe. Even though little bro's got one that's coming up as well. But then we get to the best part.
Then we get the remote control car. What the heck is that?
Yeah, that's Erkley's favorite part here in the background. It's the couches.
The couches.
There's so much going on here.
What are those remote control cars?
Remote control cars running into the curves.
This is the most entertaining street in Riverside County, I'm going to have to say.
And so we had to catch up with Johnny Salazar, talk a little bit about what was going on. So let's just cut right to his audio there if we could.
So we thought we'd get it on camera so everybody can see it. Putting the camera and the background was pretty much like the specialist, Corey Emmington and RJ Smith on the team. Really good friends of mine. We knew each other's house for that day, so others, like some of the crazy kids, they kept crashing into each other with the cars and the couches. We just got new ones, so we put those ones out there in the front yard, hoping somebody would get them or the trash or something. And so that was like our kind of like a ticket spot. And our audience, our stands.
Well, it sounded like Will was talking to him on the satellite radio from Abbottabad on that interview. But yeah. Anyways,
So he's about as entertaining as about 2, I think. But yeah, Johnny, he's a funny kid. He's got you got to check out if you can their programs from last year. They had some like bathing beauty shots in there as well. I believe it was
very interesting. That's why we call it the late night.
is in Dave Zink's. So I mean, obviously had some fun with him. I think we also have a lot of fun with the Pick'em, and I think this
it is time.
Part of the show.
We will not even take a commercial break. We can't even wait to get to the Pick'em, the Pick'em show, where it is time to see who was the genius around here. And Ronald Pickron from Marietta.
Is that the good doctor again?
No, that is not the good
That's
doctor.
not the good doctor.
23-2, and also a familiar name, Miriam Swanson.
Oh, big
from
week
our
for Miriam.
HSGT staff. 23-2 as well.
She's left the building, unfortunately.
Gabe Koberski from Colton, 23-2. 3 23s and 2s at the top. But I believe we give it to Ronnie there up top with, he must have gotten the tiebreaker if I'm not mistaken.
Already on a nickname
Nicole
basis with
Morris from Fontana. No slouch with 22-3. And Keith Nelson from Riverside, 22-3 as well. And can we get a good idea from the bragging rights here? Oh, we're looking at the picks for next week. Hemet, Paris, JW North, Kaiser, Rancho Verde, Heritage. That is going to be a classic. I'm marking that one down as a classic right now. Already people jumping on the Rancho bandwagon, but that should be a shootout.
If Rancho gets by Heritage, it's undefeated for the rest of the season. So that's one to look for.
That'll be a good one. Also, that Vista Marietta versus Los Osos.
Definitely.
That's going to be a good game. So if you haven't,
Elsinore TV,
I doubt many have made their. Probably Lewis made his picks already, but not many probably have yet. Go to hsgametime.pe.com where you are right now watching this show.
I think Lewis is making
middle
his picks
of the
right
page
now.
and start making your picks for next week. We've got a couple classics on the docket for the coming week, so make sure. Pride is on the line every week here in the Pick'em League.
Pride is on the line so much for me that I remember to make my picks. Or wait, I forgot
it's sometimes
to make them
a challenge for him to make his picks.
Happens to the best.
And now, time for another favorite here of HS Late Night, the Star Performers, brought to you by our boss, Mr. Nels Jensen. If we can bring up Justin Georgie, of course, Mr. North QB, the phenom with the 2-point conversion in the final minute of the upset, and that was just a little small tidbit of what he did tonight.
Completed a pass with his right hand in that game, I'm told, a la Jake Plummer.
Wow. Whoa, Nelly is what I like to say. Hayden Gavitt, the guy who we just had on the horn. Centennial, the miracle man, the rally kid, coming back like Reggie Miller against the Knicks with 12 seconds left, a type of thing like that. Where did I get an analogy like that? I have no idea, but Hayden Gavitt, keeping Centennial from going down 0-2 to start the season with 2 touchdowns late in the game.
He brought it out, I dare say.
And Demetrius Moore from Bloomington.
Absolutely, kid's
no
awesome.
slouch himself. A Michael Vick-like performance, running and passing the full assault tonight.
He's a guy that's got it. 6'3", 210. You better be putting up numbers like that.
Rolling on, Trevor Hodge, Citrus Hill, 60-yard touchdown run and 2 touchdowns passing. Another guy that was doing it all.
A bloodbath in that game. It did not. I saw a win for Citrus Hill. Didn't see that big a win.
Abraham Nuno, the super soft Nuno, a favorite of Dave Zink here.
He is.
Nuno, we saw the kid in the passing league. He's the real deal. 14 of 16, 2 touchdowns. I have a feeling that NFL scouts were probably at that game already. They're excited about that kid.
And not so sure about this last one.
Michael Almodovar blocked. He did not block the punt for the safety. It was Darian Williams blocking the punt for the safety, as we saw in the highlights. But
from
Almodovar, Almodovar had a key play as well. He had the fumble. He had the fumble that he ran back for the touchdown, as we remembered in that last highlight that made it 25-0. He was no slouch. Pretty much Vista Marietta was bringing the attack all the way on defense. I'm pretty sure Santiago is going to buy out all the ice in Riverside County because they're going to be taking a ice bath galore tomorrow. Chiropractor it is. Our chiropractor, who's one of the top pick'em guys, he's going to be cracking backs for these guys. Oh,
from Vista, let's be honest real quick before we leave. You could have picked anybody from that defense tonight.
Yeah, you could have very easily. Chase Chambers from Marietta Mesa, 3 touchdowns passing and 1 on the ground. Another guy doing it all with the assault. and Jamal Williams from Summit. They were just running all over the place with the offense tonight. And one of those guys, Mr. Williams, 3 touchdowns rushing and 1 receiving. I hope you had him on your fantasy team.
Musical chairs over there. Dion gets over 200 yards, then it's Jamal Williams' turn this week, man.
With names like that, they're going to put up the numbers. Colton Gearhart, another guy.
He's got a big name.
Yeah. Mr. Truelove is celebrating this performance tonight. 164 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. I'm pretty sure this family is known to produce some winners, and it looks like they have another one.
Not a bad decision to start the son at quarterback. It's at least not tonight.
Not a bad one at all. Another not so bad decision is to tune in here to HS Game Time. You did tonight. Make sure you do it every Friday night beginning at 9. Lewis and Zink will be on there. Then Pep comes in. Then I come in. Will comes in. The Prep Dog, EPJ. Who knows? Next week, we may have President Obama. We'll try and get it down. If we can't, maybe we can settle for Sarah Palin. We're going to try and get somebody big out here every week.
Erkley is a distant relative, I believe, of our president.
Yes.
With that hair, that's he's got the smile at least, right?
I do. I have the presidential smile. Lewis was actually a distant relative of Ulysses S. Grant. I don't know if you knew that.
He's part of our studio audience right now.
That's why he's so wise. Wrap it up. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up here. Make sure to tune in to HSGT at the same time next Friday. And, of course, on Monday, don't forget we're going to have the Pick'em Show. Pep will be out. He's going to Europe for a special secret assignment on Monday, so he will be out of town, and I will be filling in for Pep on the Pick'em Show with the Prep Dog, Will, and the EPJ. Make sure to look for that on Monday. And, of course, all the highlights are right now on hsgametime.pe.com from all the big games tonight. Week 2 was a thriller. Week 3 is sure to be another thriller. For now, though, we are signing out. We will see you next week. For Will C. Holden, I am Chris Erkley, and we will see you next time.